The line at the supermarket was ordinary, just another afternoon where the aisles buzzed with chatter and soft beeps of scanning groceries filled the air. But when the man in the tailored suit reached the register, the entire store became silent. His sleek black card was swiped once, then again, and the screen flashed, declined. Shoppers behind him smirked. Whispers spread like wildfire, and the cashier threw her head back in laughter, loud and merciless. The man's eyes fell to the ground, his jaw tight, and beside him, a little girl tugged at his hand, looking up with wide, worried eyes. Nobody knew who he was. Nobody knew the fortune that followed him. And nobody knew that in this small, humiliating moment, the kindness of a child was about to change everything. The man was Marcus Sterling, a billionaire who built his empire from steel, construction, and sheer determination. His name was etched on skyscrapers in New York and beyond. But none of that mattered here. In this small-town grocery store, stripped of his name and wealth, he was just another man whose card had failed. It wasn't a banking error. It was a lesson fate had prepared for him. For years, Marcus had hidden behind power and status, rarely stopping to notice the quiet struggles of ordinary people. And now he stood exposed with the weight of humiliation pressing down on him. The cashier laughed again, making sure everyone could hear. People in line leaned forward, some pointing, some chuckling, enjoying the spectacle. The girl at his side, no more than 7 years old, with braids and a worn purple shirt, looked from the groceries to the crowd behind her. She didn't see a billionaire. She saw a man crumbling under shame. And then, as if guided by something greater, she did the unthinkable. With tiny, trembling hands, she reached into her pocket and pulled out 3 crumpled bills and a handful of coins. It wasn't much, the kind of change a child saves from allowance. Slowly, she stretched out her hand toward the cashier. The store grew silent again, but this time for a different reason. Whispers stopped. Laughter died on lips. Everyone watched this little girl place her money on the counter, her voice barely above a whisper as she told the cashier to take it. She wanted to help pay for this stranger's groceries. Marcus froze. The billionaire who had once written checks larger than yearly earnings of entire families, stood speechless. His heart, hardened by years of business and arrogance, felt something he hadn't allowed in decades. Humility. His eyes burned, not from anger, but from tears he fought to hold back. This child, with nothing, had given him everything: dignity, compassion, and a reminder of what true wealth meant. The store, once filled with mockery, shifted in energy. The laughter turned into murmurs of shame. Some lowered their heads, embarrassed that they had mocked a man in pain while a child showed courage to be kind. The cashier's grin faltered, replaced with awkward. As the groceries were packed, Marcus bent down to the little girl's level, his voice breaking as he thanked her. She didn't understand who he was, didn't know the towers his name adorned, didn't care about his wealth. To her, he was just a man in need, and kindness demanded action. She smiled softly, not realizing that in this moment, she had just changed the course of his life. When they left the store, Marcus didn't go back to his limousine waiting outside. Instead, he walked the little girl home, curious about her world. Her house was small, with paint peeling on walls and a sagging porch. Inside, her mother worked tirelessly, folding clothes while keeping an eye on a pot simmering on the stove. That night, Marcus couldn't sleep. The image of the girl offering her last coins haunted him. For years he had measured wealth in numbers and possessions. But now he understood that true wealth lay in kindness. In giving when you had little to give, in seeing humanity when others only saw weakness. The next morning he made a decision. Weeks later, news broke across the country. Marcus Sterling, the billionaire known for ruthless business strategies, had announced a massive foundation dedicated to helping struggling families. Grocery bills were being paid anonymously across towns. Homes were being repaired. Scholarships were being handed to children who never dreamed of college. But more than the money, Marcus himself was there, walking grocery store aisles, visiting homes, talking to people, listening to stories he had once ignored. And at the center of it all was a little girl in a purple shirt, the one who had given him 3 crumpled bills. Though Marcus made sure she and her family never wanted for anything again, he didn't parade her kindness as charity. He protected it, nurtured it, and honored it by ensuring her life was filled with opportunity, love, and dignity. Years later, when people spoke of Marcus Sterling, they didn't talk about his skyscrapers or billions. They spoke of the day his card declined, and a child's kindness made him see the world differently. That was his true legacy, written not in steel or money, but in compassion. This tale reminds us that true wealth is never measured by bank account balance or credit card shine. It is measured by courage to show kindness when no one else dares, by strength to extend a hand when others turn away, and by ability to see hope in unlikely places. That little girl with nothing in her pockets, but everything in her heart, changed the life of a man the world thought had it all. She reminded us that compassion has no price tag, and sometimes the smallest voices teach the loudest lessons.